Hello there and welcome to Northern Pride Online. My name is Kelly Scott and my pronouns are she and her. Now I want to start by saying Happy Pride. I know it's a bit of a strange one this year. Normally we would be all in a field together, having a dance around, having a load of burgers, having a great old time, maybe on a dance floor somewhere in a club. And this year it is very, very different. But whatever you're doing, I hope you are healthy and keeping very safe. And with many Pride festivals and Pride events across the globe cancelling and putting them off till next year, it kind of became apparent that, to be honest, this year we need it more than ever. And that's why we wanted to invite you to join us for a special day of programming. It's all been put together by members of the LGBT plus community. And the aim of this is to celebrate our identity, to reflect on our history, and also to promote a healthy and more equal future. In 2018, Northern Pride had a fabulous facelift. There was a brand new logo, brand identity. Our little mascot, Alex, was born. Congratulations to all involved. And it was a really exciting time. But behind the scenes, there was a deeper message. We were kind of using that to reunite us in our mission to really support the LGBT plus community. Now, to do this, Northern Pride announced 3 key principles or promises. And these are the 3 Ps, I like to think of it like that: protect, promote, and provide. Now, when we say protect, we mean protecting the LGBT plus rights already won, and obviously supporting them and championing those while still supporting the fight to end the inequalities that remain at home and abroad. When we say to promote, we mean promote a healthy body and mind through access to support and education for the community and allies like myself. And finally, to provide. It's to provide a series of events, including our fabulous festival that we normally have every year. Sadly, we can't do it that year, but these kind of events are all about bringing a community closer together and really celebrating our diversity. In a time when LGBT plus rights are at risk of being rolled back, we still wait to hear the outcome of the reform of the Gender Recognition Act. Poland has re-elected anti-LGBT leader who is also rolling out LGBT plus free zones as well. We still have over 70 countries where it's illegal to be a member of the community, and in some instances the sentence could be death. Therefore, we thought it was really important to focus part of today on the principles of protect. So we've invited people from our community, including allies as well, to contribute to this section of Northern Pride Online. We have health messages throughout. We've got messages of support from Northumbria Police as well. We've got the Police and Crime Commissioner, Kim McGuinness, coming on as well, which I'm really excited about. Plus, don't forget about the music. We've got music going on from Abby Garrido. We've got Jess Hines as well as Jackson Soul, and all culminating with Curious Family Time with a very important message for us all. So please stick around for that. But first, here's a message from MP for Newcastle Central and Shadow Minister for Digital Science and Technology. It's Chi Onwura.
Hi, I'm Chi Onwura, Member of Parliament for Newcastle Central. Pride is such an important event in Newcastle. As someone who grew up here in the 70s and 80s, marching through the city to celebrate our diversity, community and solidarity is a truly joyous occasion. Throughout history, the stories of the marginalised are the ones that have not been told. British hero Alan Turing died a convicted criminal in the eyes of the very state his genius helped save. In the United States, the police officer who squeezed the life out of George Floyd over 9 minutes didn't care he was being filmed. He thought George Floyd's death would change nothing. But things are starting to change. We are thinking again about our past as well as our present, our history as well as our future. We are demanding to hear the voices and see the faces of those who have been forgotten and marginalized. The Black Lives Matter movement is about all those hidden from view or viewed through just one lens and not in all our brilliant intersectional diversity. In the fight for equality, we must all be visible and be heard. I see you and you are valid.
If I can give advice to young people, leave Poland. It's not gonna be better. I'm sorry. It's not gonna be better.
Ale nie pozwolę na to, by ideologizowano dzieci, bo to jest moja...
We're going backwards, not forwards.
People throwing stones onto us. It was our Stonewall.
Poland has been called the worst country in the EU for LGBT rights.
And things may be about to get worse.
Dlatego dzieci muszą być absolutnie chronione agresywną seksualizacją czy jakimś adoptowaniem przez pary jednopłciowe.
Over the past few months, I've been hearing from lots of Polish LGBT people. One group who say they've left their home nation because they couldn't be themselves, and another who say they've stayed behind to fight for their rights. For those who stayed in Poland, here is their current president, Andrzej Duda. He's currently running for re-election, and activists say he's using anti-LGBT speech to drum up support. Before the coronavirus pandemic, before the election happening now, I travelled to Poland to see what life is like for LGBT people. First up, I went deep into the southeast of the country to meet Bart. Bart is an LGBT activist who was outraged by Poland's so-called LGBT-free zones.
Those declarations, yeah, they are real. They are here in this town, in other towns. They want to scare us.
Nearly 100 Polish local governments have pledged to protect traditional family values. So that's a third of Poland where any promotion of LGBT equality is not allowed. And what kind of things have you gone through here?
Our first Pride March in Lubin was the people was throwing stones onto us. At second Pride March, there was like a couple who bring the explosive.
Why have you stayed behind?
I feel it's my home. I don't think it's a solution to go away and just live a better life. Maybe I'm the born fighter.
Poland is in the European Union, so Polish nationals can leave for other EU countries. And they do.
Living in my small homophobic town in Poland was very upsetting. There's no option to go back to Poland as a gay.
Babes, I like Lady Gaga. They don't.
This event at The Glory in London is specifically for LGBT Polish people living abroad. They felt like they had to leave Poland, but they still want to celebrate their Polish culture.
I'm super proud to be Polish, and one day I will definitely come back.
Would you ever move back to Poland?
No. I would have to just hide my sexuality. I wouldn't feel safe.
We are gay, we are queer, and we are here, and also in Poland, everywhere.
Back in Poland, I'm with Martin. He's an activist who left years ago, and he's back for a visit. So what is your area like now?
Oh, it's the LGBT free zone. It just feels wrong. I don't want my nation, my brothers and sisters to suffer in this country. I wanted to actually come here and see what I can do.
The protests have started right here in the centre of Warsaw. LGBT groups coming together to literally fight for their rights. This protest is against an archbishop who had called LGBT people a rainbow plague.
I came back 4 years ago, and sometimes I'm mad that I came back.
Żebyśmy wrócili po prostu do naszego kraju, bo to jest nasza ojczyzna.
If I can give advice to young people, leave Poland. It's not gonna be better. I'm sorry. It's not gonna be better. It's gonna get worse and worse.
I'm currently seeing an LGBT activist currently being stopped from going into a church by the police.
Jestem po prostu potraktowany jak śmieć przez was i to robią cały czas.
We spoke to some of the congregation as they left.
Właściwie to jest pedofilia, która wkracza do szkół Wiem coś na ten temat, ponieważ osoba z mojej najbliższej rodziny jest tej zarazie poddana.
Mogę tylko dwa pytania bardzo krótkie? No chcieliśmy, ale to nie...
I couldn't believe what people were saying so openly. But for Martin, this was a reminder of why he'd left.
That was aggressive. He said that these are the people, the LGBT people are pedophiles. They're not LGBT.
What?
That's what they say. That's what they think.
The police started arresting LGBT protesters just for being there. Martin got caught up. Afterwards, I had a chat with him about it.
Do you feel guilty for leaving?
Partially, yes. And it's a shame that I'm perhaps not here every single day to help them out with it.
I left Poland shocked at what I'd heard. I contacted the Polish government and they said LGBT people have the right to full protection against hatred, violence and discrimination. Fast forward to now. In the morning after leading the first round, Mr. Duda said that he was against same-sex couples adopting children.
He's scapegoating a minority and it's risking that they'll be violently attacked in the streets.
When we went to the LGBT free zones, it changed a lot.
This gay couple has been making headlines internationally, from handing out rainbow masks
Third part of the people didn't want it.
to appearing in a banned TV advert.
They changed Poland step by step. One day they can tell you we don't want you in a commercial. The other day they can tell you we don't want you in our country.
Some groups say that is exactly what they want.
We believe that this LGBT ideology is wrong, it's unnatural, and we'll do anything and everything to ban this from Poland.
The Polish people are better than politics.
No matter who will win this election, I will stay here in Poland and fight for my rights.
So it's clear many LGBT people in Poland are scared about what's to come, but they're not backing down. The fight for their rights continues.
In these worrying times, it's easy to put your sexual health and well-being at the back of your mind. But don't. It's important. So contact Shine. Shine is a sexual health service for all women in Newcastle over the age of 16. Provided for women by women, Shine is friendly, confidential and tailored to meet your needs, whether it's health risks or concerns about relationships. And it's completely free of charge. Email us at shine@newcastle.gov.uk or go to shinewomen.co.uk.
Happy Pride 2020 from your palliative care team. Nobody really wants to think about palliative and end-of-life care on today of all days, but we think it's really important that everyone has access to high-quality care, whatever their personal circumstances and whatever stage of life they're at. We want you to know that the palliative care teams in community and hospital are here for you if you ever need us.
Getting to know you, understanding who and what is important to you, helps us to ensure that our care is shaped around your needs, as well as those of your partner, your biological and your chosen family. This will also help us to know who you wish to be involved in your care discussions and decisions.
Planning ahead is a way to express who you are and what's important to you now, just in case there comes a time when you are too unwell to say what you do and don't want. Recording your wishes gives you control over your future treatment, the care you receive, and it gives us the reassurance that we are providing the care you would want. It can be a good way to start conversations with those close to you about what you would and wouldn't want. For more information, speak to the healthcare professional that knows you best.
I see you and you are valid.
I see you and you are valid.
I see you and you are valid.
Party girls, don't get hurt, can't feel anything. Will I learn? push it down, I push it down. I am the one for a good time call. Phone's blowing up, ringing my doorbell. I feel the love, feel the love. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. I'm gonna live like tomorrow doesn't exist, like it doesn't exist. I'm gonna fly, and like a bird through the night, I feel my tears as they dry. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. Ooh, yeah, from the chandelier, from the chandelier. To think I might not see those eyes makes it so hard not to cry. And as I say my last goodbyes, I nearly do. Light up, as if you have the choice. Even if you cannot hear my voice, I'll be right beside you, dear. Ooh, louder, louder, and we'll run for our lives. I can hardly speak, I understand why you can raise your voice to say, oh,
Now let's welcome our keynote speaker for the Protect section of Northern Pride Online, Northumbria Police and Crime Commissioner, Kim McGuinness.
Hi, I'm Kim McGuinness. I'm your Northumbria Police and Crime Commissioner. First of all, thank you for inviting me to take part in this virtual Pride event. I won't be the first or the last speaker to say it, but of course I'm devastated that we're not together celebrating this event, running the 5K on the Friday night, marching in the Pride March all day Saturday and enjoying music and celebrations and of course the all-important vigil that brings us together to remember those lost. Pride is one of my favourite events every single year, and this time last year, and it doesn't feel like a year ago, I was involved in Pride and it was the first engagement I had as Police and Crime Commissioner. It was literally the day after I was elected. I spent the early morning on the Saturday speaking to the blue light services, our police, our fire brigade, our ambulance service, who had come together to proactively support Pride, to show their support for our LGBT+ community and to protect people at the event. It was fantastic to be able to do that, and furthermore I was invited to speak on the main stage, which was quite the event itself. Myself and Miss Rory stood there in the beautiful sunshine until the heavens opened, and I doubt anybody had any idea what I had to say because of that weather that day, but the event was fantastic nonetheless. What I did say is that I'm a committed ally of the LGBT+ community. I'm here for you as your Police and Crime Commissioner to support the equality already won and to make sure that we continue to move forward with that. Too many people are discriminated against because of who they are, and that's not acceptable in our region. It's been a funny year, and if you had told me a year ago that we'd be where we are now, I'd thought it was mad. Because really what we should be doing is we should all be in a field having a great time, celebrating our pride together. But we're not, we're at home, and it's fantastic that there's this virtual event. COVID has changed the way that all of us work, and that includes my office. I'm still striving to achieve all of the things that I said I would as I set out on my journey as Police and Crime Commissioner. But what we've also had to do is to react and respond. And so I created a coronavirus response fund. This was there to help charities and organisations that support the people of our region act. It was to help them work from home, it was to help them to be able to contact people virtually. And I'm really pleased that we were able to support Northern Pride through this fund, because I know that the support they give to the LGBT+ community in our region is absolutely invaluable. And I know that they've been able to carry on doing this throughout the COVID crisis. It's this kind of work that really stands out. And so, to Northern Pride, I want to take this opportunity in front of you all to say thank you. Thank you for everything that you've done, not just through this period, but all the time for members of the community. A major commitment for me and for Northumbria Police is tackling hate crime. In the last few years, Northumbria has become known for its work in this area. We've had hate crime champions introduced into our workforces. This is where people are trained to recognise bigotry and hate and inequality in the workforce and directly challenge it, because nobody should feel uncomfortable at work or in their social surroundings. I recommit to this because we know that as we come out of COVID and into a new normal, these challenges will re-arise. We know that throughout COVID, some people have had increased incidents of hate crime. We have had underreporting sometimes in this region, and I don't want to see that. If you're experiencing hate crime either online or in person, you have to report it to the police, because that's what we need to know in order to make it stop. And our force will listen to you. They've committed to this, they're nationally recognised for their work in this area, and I'm really, really proud of that, and I'm still committed to continuing with all of that work. Our police force have shown a proactive move to support people, to make sure that if you need to report a crime, whether it be a hate crime or discrimination or something else, they'll be there for you. They'll listen to you, they'll support you, and they'll help you. And I hope that that comes across loud and clear, because certainly as your Police and Crime Commissioner, that is what I am here to be able to achieve for you. I'm here to make sure that you're listened to by the police and that they're there to protect you, and I think that they are. But I also think the most important thing that we can do is prevent crime, and that means getting in with young people early, right from the very beginning, and educating them about the dangers of crime, the dangers of knife crime, about equality and diversity and the differences in our society. And that's what my Violence Reduction Unit is doing. That's been up and running for a short time now, and it's working with a huge number of young people across our region to prevent crime, and I'm really proud of that. We also do a lot of work on preventing domestic and sexual violence. And recently, I've been able to secure some funding for an independent sexual violence advisor specifically to work with the LGBT+ community, because where we experience sexual violence, we need help to recover from it. And that is something that is just so important, and I'm really pleased that we've been able to do that. As I've already said, we've come so far in our fight for equality, but there's still a long way to go. Increasingly, there are too many people who think it's okay to discriminate against somebody because of who they are, whether that be their gender, whether it be their sexuality, whether it be something else. It doesn't matter. The fact is, it's not okay to discriminate against other people, and we have to stand together to fight that, and I'm here with you doing that. Our police force are here to protect you, and I want to make sure that our region remains that friendly, open, inclusive place. It may not be an in-person event this year. We might not be walking down Northumberland Street with all of our bells and whistles and colours and flags, but it's great that we're coming together. So thank you for having me. I can't wait till the next Pride event. I can't wait to be there with you in person. I can't wait to dance and celebrate and spend a day together and to show our pride in all of its true colours to the City of Newcastle and the wider region. Thank you.
Some people think HBT bullying is no longer an issue. They're wrong.
People call me like a faggot and a tranny and stuff. It's very upsetting.
You're being bullied for who you are.
you feel no real acceptance and you feel like you don't belong anywhere.
You feel that once you come out and tell people that they'll turn their back on you, that they won't accept you, that they'll even go as far as hating you.
Mental health issues can stem from not feeling accepted or not feeling wanted, like self-harm, depression and anxiety. And I feel like those things can lead on to worse things such as suicide.
My name's Rosie, and a big drum roll for person B.
Jack, Helen, Matt and Keith and I are all from a charity called Diversity Role Models, which we're going to tell you a bit more about.
Everyone has to agree to that. Yes, miss, brilliant.
I think the most positive aspect is seeing the students feel comfortable talking about these issues.
Would you support a friend if they told you they were LGBT? So heads down, and if you would, put your hand up.
You also see students talking confidently about sexuality, and like, when do you get the chance to do that?
Only 3 out of 25 of you think that someone would feel comfortable coming out in the school. Why is that, do you think?
Some people in the school may be homophobic.
People might be against it, think it's a sin.
I think it's about challenging their mindset. So I've been in workshops where people have thought, is it possible to be both Muslim and gay, and seeing a role model that is doing that challenges their thinking about what's possible.
The change you see is as they get drawn into someone's personal story.
I realised that there was something a bit different about me.
There was a boy in my class that I actually really liked.
Don't be a puff. Oh, he's a real homo.
Everything connected to that word was negative.
So what did I do? I stayed quiet.
They stop seeing a homosexual, they see a person.
The process of coming out to myself was quite long, but looking back, that moment gave me hope.
I decided that actually I should be openly gay.
It just changed my life, being able to tell somebody, tell a friend. And all I'd say to you is to be a good friend.
Appreciate that all of us are different in some way, but every single one of us has something that's really valuable to add.
That's my message to you guys today, that your happiness deserves, is worth fighting for.
Because you can make a difference. You're the ones who can make the biggest difference. And that's just what I want to say. Thanks very much for listening.
The people came out openly gay, LGBT, and they had confidence without no sweat, and they had passion, whatever they said.
What I learned is that being LGBT is normal and people shouldn't discriminate against them.
It just makes it a lot clearer to students that it really doesn't matter your sexuality, how you identify, it's about you as a person. And I think once you get the message out, especially that sometimes we come in with really homophobic words, it just explains it to people who might not really understand how it feels to be part of the community.
The culture of our school has really shifted, and I think diversity role models coming into the school was quite key and quite central to that. We set up an equalities group in school, and working with our students, we established a set of shared values in the school. And one of those key values is about treating everybody with respect.
You lot have great power to create change. Thank you very much, Year 7. Have a lovely day.
Hello everybody, my name is Thomas Lyon and I am a primary school teacher in Gateshead. I've been teaching in Year 1 now for 4 years, and we teach a lot of different topics in school about diversity and about different families and about how everybody is the same, but sometimes families are a little bit different. And one of the stories that I like to use is And Tango Makes 3 by Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell. So they wrote this little story about these 3 penguins in New York Zoo. So let's have a little read and see what happens in the story. So And Tango Makes 3. In the middle of New York City, there is a great big park called Central Park. Children love to play there. It has a toy boat pond where they can sail their boats. It has a carousel to ride on in the summer and an ice rink to skate on in the winter. Best of all, it has its very own zoo. Every day, families of all kinds go to visit the animals there. So you can see here's the entrance to the zoo and all the different families going to visit. But the children and their parents aren't the only families at the zoo. The animals make families of their own. There are red panda bear families with their mothers and fathers and furry red panda bear cubs. There are monkey dads and monkey mums raising noisy monkey babies. And there are toad families and toucan families and cotton top tamarin families too. So you can see all the different families in the story. And in the penguin house, there are the penguin families. Every year, at the very same time, the girl penguins start noticing the boy penguins, and the boy penguins start noticing the girls. When the right girl and the right boy find each other, they become a couple. So you can see all of the penguins having a great time together. Two penguins in the penguin house were a little bit different. One was named Roy and the other was named Silo. Roy and Silo were both boys, but they did everything together. They bowed to each other and they walked together. They sang to each other and they swam together. Wherever Roy went, Silo went too. So you can see they love doing everything together. They didn't spend much time with the girl penguins, and the girl penguins didn't spend much time with them. Instead, Roy and Silo wound their necks around each other. Their keeper, Mr. Gramsey, noticed the two penguins and thought to himself, they must be in love. Roy and Silo watched how the other penguins made a home, so they built a nest of stones for themselves, and every night Roy and Silo slept together, just like their other penguin couples. So you can see nice and cosy together, sleeping together every night. And every morning, Roy and Silo woke up together. But one day, Roy and Silo saw that the other couples could do something they could not. The mama penguin would lay an egg. She and the papa penguin would take turns in keeping the egg warm until finally it would hatch. And then there would be a penguin baby. So you can see all the other families have their little penguin babies, and then Roy and Silo, they're just watching at the moment. But let's see where the story takes us. Roy and Silo had no egg to sit on and keep warm. They had no baby chick to feed and cuddle and love. Their nest was nice, but it was a little bit empty. One day, Roy found something that looked like what the other penguins had, and he brought it to their nest. It was only a rock. But Silo carefully sat on it, and sat, and sat. When Silo got sleepy, he slept, and when Silo was done sleeping and sitting, he swam, and Roy sat. Day after day, Silo and Roy sat on the rock, but nothing happened. So you can see they're working really hard, and we know that they could look after their own egg if they tried. Then Mr. Gramsey got an idea. He found an egg that needed to be cared for, and he brought it to Roy and Silo's nest. So he's putting it in the nest for them. Roy and Silo knew just what to do. They moved the egg to the centre of the nest. Every day they turned it so each side stayed warm. Some days Roy sat while Silo went for food, and other days it was Silo's turn to take care of their egg. They sat in the morning and they sat at night. They sat through lunchtime and they swim time and supper. They sat at the beginning of the month and they sat at the end of the month, and they sat all the days in between. They're working really hard to take care of that egg, I think. Until one day they heard a sound coming from inside the egg. Peep, 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 it said. Roy and Silo called back. Squawk, squawk, peep, peep, the egg answered. And then, looking at the pictures here, suddenly a tiny hole appeared in the eggshell. And then, what do we think is going to happen? Crack! Out came their very own baby. She had fuzzy white feathers and a funny black beak. Now Roy and Silo were fathers. We'll call her Tango, Mr. Gramsci decided, because it takes two to tango. Roy and Silo taught Tango how to sing for them when she was hungry. They fed her food from their beaks. They snuggled in their nests at night. Tango was the very first penguin in the zoo to have two daddies. And just like every normal family, just like all the other penguins, they're just as ordinary as they are. Soon Tango grew strong enough to leave the nest. Roy and Silo took her for a swim, just like all the other penguin families. And all the children who came to the zoo could see Tango and her two fathers playing in the penguin house with all the other penguins. Hooray for Roy! Hooray for Silo! Welcome Tango! They cheered. So you can see all three of them swimming together. A really big happy family, just like every other penguin family. At night, the three penguins returned to their nest. They snuggled together, and like all the other penguins in the penguin house, and all the other animals in the zoo, and all the other families in the big city around them, they went to sleep. So you can see that this is a story that we love to use, because it shows people that two daddies or two mummies can also raise their own children. And it's all about showing them about that acceptance, which I actually find when I ask questions with the children, what do they remember about the story? They were like, well, they raised their baby, and then they went swimming together, and they remember all the other things. And then they were like, well, yeah, they're two dads, and that's okay, that's fine. And it's great to see that children kind of find that the acceptance of it all. And in the author's notes, which I think this is a very cute thing to read as well to all the children, all the events in this story are true. Roy and Silo are called chin-strap penguins because of the delicate line of black feathers that loop under their beaks, as if to hold a hat in place. After years of living side by side in Central Park Zoo, they discovered each other in 1998, and they have been a couple ever since. Tango, their only chick, was born from an egg laid by another penguin couple named Betty and Porky. That couple had often hatched their own eggs, but they had never been able to care for more than one at a time. In 2000, when Betty laid two fertile eggs, Robert Gramsci decided to give Roy and Silo one of those eggs at a chance becoming a family. So Mr. Gramsci gave the two penguins, Roy and Silo, that opportunity and that chance to become fathers. And I just think it's a great thing that they thought, do you know what? They've spent so much time together, it's obviously that they love each other. And I think it's such a beautiful story. And if you go to Central Park Zoo in New York, you can see Tango and her parents splashing about in the penguin house along with their friends. There are 42 chin-strap penguins in Central Park Zoo and over 10 million chin-strap penguins in the world, but there's only one Tango. And that is one reason why I absolutely love this story. And that's it from me, really, but I want to wish everybody a happy Pride, and I hope whoever you live with, your mums, your dads, your mummies and your daddies, whoever you live with at home, that you can share these kind of stories and tell them what you love about them. I hope you have a lovely day and happy Pride. Bye.
The LGBT plus community has been hit hard, and in some cases disproportionately so, due to COVID-19. Many of our community is living possibly in isolation, away from their normal support networks. Others are living in hostile environments where they maybe have to hide their gender identity or sexual orientation simply to remain safe. Many are unable to gain medical care or medical support and are finding delays to gender reassignment surgery. Now, all of these things really do add and have lasting effects on mental health and well-being. Now, this is why we've decided to use our Northern Pride online event to help those in our community who have really been hit the hardest. So let's hear from some of those people we're hoping to help with your support.
Hi, I'm Katie, and we are Be Trans Supporting Community, a charity established with the aims of empowering trans people. We have the community in the heart of everything we do. In fact, we have a board and volunteers entirely comprised of trans, including non-binary people. We have a range of services that we provide. Most importantly, our Safe Spaces campaign, which is designed to bring trans people together in a peer support environment or offer one-to-one support with trained facilitators. We also have our Health and Wellbeing campaign. Importantly, that brings together services and healthcare providers and links that up with trans people. Our aim is to promote healthy, active lifestyles, and later this year, we will be relaunching our campaign in a bigger and bolder way than ever before. And finally, we have our Partners Programme, which is where we work with organisations both locally and nationally to help raise the profile of trans lives. We are able to offer those organisations support and help to help deliver their services and help expand the range of services we have to offer. We have grown from a community organisation to the charity that you see here today. Crucially, it is now the community that need us more than ever. As we have seen through 2020, there has been a severe decline in mental health for trans communities. And it is not just the pandemic causing social isolation that are causing that. We have prejudice and discrimination caused by the media and society, which is currently left unchallenged. And we feel we can do something about it by putting our foot forward and making positive action. And we thank Virtual Pride for being able to give us this platform to stand alongside these amazing other organisations here today.
Hi, I'm Gemma and I'm a director at Be. I also run our support services. Before the pandemic, we ran a weekly session in Newcastle, a safe space where trans people could get help and advice from our volunteers and each other. And that group has been a lifeline to so many of us over the years, including myself. Without contact with others like them, trans people can often feel alone and isolated. And people that come along to Be for the first time are usually surprised at just how many of us there are, since they often have felt like they were the only ones. Unfortunately, the pandemic has meant that we can't run this session, and that connection has been lost for a community that really needs it, especially at a time when trans people are continually being discussed and our rights debated in a very high profile and unpleasant way. Not every trans person is in a situation where they can safely express themselves at home. And while we are running online support, this can only go so far. We need to get back to our important work, and we need your help to do it. Donating to us will help us to run our face-to-face sessions again as soon as possible, and to begin delivering on our bigger goals, providing more health and wellbeing services to go along with them. Trans people deserve to live their lives in peace, with the safety and dignity that everyone should expect. It's our mission to make sure they do, and to be there when things do go wrong. With your help, we can go far beyond that. Thank you, and happy Pride.
I'm from Nigeria. I left my home country because of my sexuality. Rainbow Home brought the happiness to me when I met them. that they console me and they gave me hope. Without Rainbow Home, I won't be where I am today. Then without Rainbow Home, I might not be alive. Then without Rainbow Home, I might be sent back to Nigeria and be prosecuted. So Rainbow Home really did a lot, and I'm very happy and I'm proud. Very happy and very let me say, relief from stress, relief from any past experience. So Rainbow Home, they gave me hope to the future.
If you would like to help contribute to our fundraising efforts, do it now. You can. You might be watching on a computer. You can do it. Go online and visit www.crowdfunder.co.uk/northern-pride-online. Or grab your phone now. I know it's probably right next to you. Pick it up. I'll give you a second. Grab it. Okay, have you got it? And text LGBTQ to 70470. That's LGBTQ to 70470 to donate £6. Please, we would really appreciate it.
Hate crime in any form is unacceptable. What is a hate crime? Hate crime is targeting anyone, verbally or physically, because of a personal characteristic. And we encourage all victims of hate crime to report anything directly to us or to one of our partners. Hate crime can be because of a disability, race, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, and alternative subcultures, and it can be any targeting of anyone because of who they are. We do not tolerate this. You should be free to love who you want, be whoever you want to be. We want people to live in a free and valid society. And our message to you is, Northumbria Police see you, we support you, we are by your side. So I see you and you are valid. Thank you. Have a wonderful Pride.
Hi, I'm Steph Downey, Service Director for Adult Social Care with Gateshead Council. My Pride is about recognising and celebrating our LGBT+ community. It's about validity and visibility. It's about tackling discrimination in all of its forms, being proud of our community and its allies, and standing together so that we can create a safe society in equality. I see you and you are valid.
Hi, my name's Stephen. I'm the Finance Director for Northern Pride events. My pride is ensuring that as an ambassador of the organisation that we protect members of the LGBT community by preserving the rights, that we promote health, well-being and provide members of the LGBT community with the same opportunities as other people in society. My pride is making a positive contribution to the community we serve by protecting, promoting and providing. I see you and you are valid.
My pride is being part of the LGBTQ family and helping to celebrate our enduring and ever-growing diversity. I see you and you are valid.
Hi everyone, I'm Jess. I'm a singer-songwriter from Newcastle and my pride is finally belonging to something. I stumbled across my sexuality in the process of trying to heal my mental health. And I'm actually now very full with myself due to my pride in my sexuality. I see you, you are valid.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't fight the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out. Move mountains. I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, take it to its feet. Move mountains. I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, you, for you, for you. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. We will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I'll rise up, rise like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, you, for you, for you. I know you think that I shouldn't still love you or tell you that, but if I didn't say it, will I still have felt it? And where's the sense in that? I promise I'm not trying to make your life harder or return to where we were. I will go down with this ship, and I won't put my hands up and surrender. There will be no white flag above my door. much mess and destruction to come back again. And I caused nothing but trouble. I understand if you can talk to me again. And if you live by the rules of it's over, then I'm sure that that makes sense. I will go down with this ship, and I won't put my hands up and surrender. There will be no white flag above my door. I'm in love and always will be. And when we meet, which I'm sure we will, all that was there will be there still. I'll let it pass and hold my tongue, and you will think that I've moved on. And I won't put my hands up and surrender. There will be no white flag above my door. I'm in love and always will be. I will go down with this ship, and I won't put my hands up and surrender. There will be no white flag above my door. I'm in love and always will be. I will go down with this ship, and I won't put my hands up and surrender. There will be no white flag above my door. I'm in love and always will be.
Domestic abuse doesn't discriminate. It can affect us all at different times in our lives, no matter who we are or who we have relationships with. What we do know is that domestic abuse is happening, and often behind closed doors. We also know it can be harder for people from the LGBTQI+ community to access support services, and that's for lots of different reasons. But sadly, this means people experiencing abuse often suffer in silence. Domestic abuse means lots of different things. It includes violence and also other kinds of abuse, such as physical, psychological, emotional, sexual, financial, and online. It includes harassment and stalking and coercive control. It happens between people who are or have been intimate partners and between family members. If this is something that is affecting you or someone you know, you are not alone. You can reach out for help and support. You will be believed. There are lots of ways to get support and find the right help for you. I see you and you are valid.
My pride is that extremely high level of community cohesion we have here in the North East and the part Northumbria Police play in making that a continuing reality. But we all must recognise that there are things we can do to ensure that every day we treat and behave towards one another in the right way and in an inclusive way, and that is why inclusion is a core value of Northumbria Police. As a police force, I assure you Northumbria Police is here for everybody. We see you and you are valid to us. And as an individual and as the Chief Constable of Northumbria Police, I assure you I see you and you are valid to me.
New figures show hate crime is on the rise. Incidents of verbal and physical abuse have increased dramatically. Police are urging victims to come forward and report any incidents.
Watching this world change, seen the bravest start to fade, gonna out for one mistake. How did it all come to this? Did they forget to forgive? Is there something that I've missed? 'Cause we were not born to
Good afternoon everybody, my name's Stephen and I work in the Community Safety team at Gateshead Council as a Community Safety Coordinator with responsibility for coordinating Gateshead's hate crime strategy. I work in partnership with a range of organisations including Northumbria Police, Education, the Gateshead Housing Company and a range of voluntary and third sector organisations focusing on Gateshead's hate crime strategy, which focuses on three key themes, which are increasing awareness and reporting of hate crime, increasing the uptake of referrals to support services and hate crime education. A hate crime is any criminal offence which is perceived by the victim or any other person to be motivated by hostility or prejudice based on someone's actual or perceived race, religion, disability, sexual orientation or gender identity. We work in partnership with the LGBTQ community as part of this hate crime strategy, focusing on events for key awareness days, things like National Hate Crime Awareness Week, but also working with the community to better understand the impact that hate crime is having on these particular communities so that we can put and work together to try and put measures in place to tackle that. For this online Northern Pride, which is taking place on July the 18th, we are posting this message to try and encourage people to report hate crime, but also to support others to do so and try and signpost people to different reporting mechanisms. We would encourage people to use Northumbria Police, 999 in an emergency, or 101 for non-emergencies. You can also report online at Northumbria Police's website. We would also encourage people to use Gateshead Council's online reporting form, which is available on our website at www.gateshead.gov.uk/hate crime. We have a simple online reporting form, but there's also a range of information available on our website which focuses on some of the things that we're currently working on around hate crime and some of our past initiatives working with local communities. I hope everybody enjoys this online event, and I very much look forward to UK Pride taking place next year within our region. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I hope you're having a fantastic Northern Pride. Big shout out to the organisers for keeping this going online. My name is Stevie and I do something called Storytime with Stevie. I read stories for families on Facebook, and today I'm going to read you a very special story called Two Dads, written by Carolyn Robertson. So sit back, relax and listen to Two Dads. Not everyone I meet is even half as lucky as me, for I have something that can't be bad. I don't have one, I have two dads. Dads, daddies, papas, pops, or fathers if you'd rather, but I think that sounds quite posh. Dads come in every shape and size. One of mine's tall, the other has brown eyes. I didn't come out of either dad's tummy. I wasn't dropped by a stork or found by a bunny. No, I am rather special, you see. Both my dads adopted me. My dads like driving me to school. My friends think both my dads are cool. Dads are very good at chasing, ducking, diving and high-speed racing. They can't be beaten at pushing swings or on trampolines or vertical rings. My dads can cook delicious dinners. Their pizza toppings are always winners. Their birthday cakes are the best I've ever tasted. And in our house, not a crumb gets wasted. Weekends with dads are never boring, 'cause even if one's tired and snoring, there's another dad always ready to play for a whiz around the park or a swim if it's grey. Having two dads means double the fun. Double sets of shoulders for me to rest upon. Double sets of big strong arms to pick me up if I get hurt. And twice as many clean shirts to wipe my nose of snot and dirt. At the end of the day, when I'm bathed and well fed, I can choose which daddy puts me to bed. But sometimes I find it too hard to decide. I'm not sure which dad I want by my side. I want two daddy's stories and two daddy's cuddles, two daddy smiles and two daddy snuggles. Yes, what I love best when I turn off the light is both daddies kiss me and whisper, night night. And there you have it, the fantastic story, Two Dads by Carolyn Robertson. And that book is available to buy on Amazon. If you just type that in, you'll be able to find it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. But for me, Storytime with Stevie, it's a goodbye. Have a wonderful day.
So, hi, my name is Katie Parkins, and this is my boyfriend.
Hi, I'm Luke Colling. We've been isolating together, well, for probably about 8 months now as I moved in, but we've actually been in lockdown together for the 3. I work at TSB as a fraud operations partner.
And I'm a barista and retail salesperson at Hotel Chocolat.
Through lockdown, I've continued to work because I started the job sort of just before lockdown started, so going into it I still needed to be trained, which was something I couldn't do at home at that time, so I had been working through it. At first I was quite scared to get on the metros and use the public transport, and I kind of did for a good couple of weeks, but then I started getting offers to have a lift from Kitty's mum, so I definitely took that. But in the times that I have had to use the metro, it's been strange, and I felt a bit, kind of threatened. Not threatened, but there's been people on there that have been
Bit nasty.
very disregarding in terms of the actual situation.
Yeah.
So I've resorted to Ubers a lot more, I've found.
We were both very, very affected, I would say mentally, by the sort of George Floyd movement and what happened in America and what is happening in America. We've both been very present and being very, very in depth with the research that we're doing and trying to educate ourselves as much as possible, because I think that is the best way you can do things, is just try and educate yourselves.
And I think that event for both of us was kind of like a bit of a wake-up call in terms of what was going on, because I think to me and in terms of especially the life that I've lived, I felt kind of sheltered from knowing a lot of those things. And I think this whole movement has opened a lot of people's eyes, not just around the country but around the world, in terms of what's actually happening and the things that have been going on sort of behind closed doors and without cameras there. And it's making people educate themselves and actually look into the situations and make a decision based off what they can see. And I think that's what we've been trying to do in the lockdown, just in general, just make yourselves aware of these things and try and understand what's happening and fight for a sort of better movement. So I was planning on going to the protest in Newcastle, but it was cancelled originally by the BLM.
Actual BLM UK cancelled it, and it was split off groups that did it. And I think split off groups are good for I think the first protest did go off quite well, although it was rather peaceful. But the second protest, obviously in Newcastle, was not that in the slightest. There was riots. There was obviously people trying to defend the statue, which was absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. But I know some people who were at the protest, and they were right at the very front lines, and they were saying that there was people throwing beer bottles off them, throwing bottles of urine. It wasn't good. It was just really disappointing to see how many people turned up on the other side, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Gary. I'm a very, very young female impersonator, otherwise known as Ophelia B. Lockdown, I have adapted. This is 16 weeks without me DJing, performing, hosting, and I was ill the first couple of weeks actually. Both me and Keith weren't too well at all. So that took us for 3 weeks at the time. And then we were hungry, so I started cooking. I started baking, I started cooking more, I started baking more, I started using cookery books and online stuff and cooking cakes and cheese scones and meringues and cheesecakes and minced cobblers and curries, and then I started losing weight, and then the weather got a bit nicer, and then I got into gardening. So as you can see, I've done a fair bit in my little garden. Not garden, because I've got no, this is false by the way. So it's been yarding for the last, 6, 7, 8 weeks. So it's really good, I'm really, really happy with it, but it's not cheap, so I've been trying to do it on the cheap. I've done it really, really well, so it's filled me time in. My whole life has really changed, so from working 4 and 5 nights a week, I'm in 7 nights a week. And going to bed early-ish rather than 3 and 4 in the morning. I'm getting up at a realistic time. I'm having proper meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner. I'm eating with Keith, my partner, which we never used to do. I was going out, he was coming in, or we would waste so much money buying takeaway food, takeaway meals. The fridge would be full of rubbish that we had to throw out because we'd let it go out of date. But we adapt, we do shopping lists now. We've got a budget of so much money that we've got to spend on so much food. And it really, really has had a big effect on my life. So I'm in the house, and then sometimes I have done a bit walking, by the way, not too much, but I've tried to do a bit walking. But it's still nice to get out, even to Newcastle or Gateshead, and walk about at a social distance. In the last 3 weeks, I've been meeting some friends, socially distanced, and that's really picked me up, because I think I was getting a bit depressed, because working with people, I've missed everybody. I've missed friends, I've missed family, I've missed just the atmosphere of working in venues that I love, and it's been affecting us really. So I'm okay now, I'm all right. I've tidied up all my jewellery, I've tidied up all my wigs, I've tidied up all my costumes. I'm sick of tidying, my hands constantly smell of domestic. But I'm okay, I'm good. So let's hope we get rid of it, and everyone just like move on quick. Let's get rid, let's be safe, and let's have a happy time doing so.
If you would like to get involved with our lockdown campaign and tell us how your life has been impacted by COVID-19, all you need to do is go online and head to northern-pride.com/lockdown. Now, thank you so much for joining me, and I've got to say a massive thank you to everyone who's contributed to the Protect section of Northern Pride Online today. I really hope you enjoyed it and been entertained, educated, and you never know, enlightened as well. Now, don't go anywhere, because right now I want you to join me in welcoming our final contributors to this lovely section. We're not really sure how this is going to go. I'm not going to lie to you, because we know what Grandma Gladys is like with the old technology. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, but luckily we've got Ben and Auntie Caroline, who I think are going to keep everything afloat. Hopefully. So here it is. It's Curious Family time.
Granny Gladys? Granny, can you hear me?
Ben?
Oh. Hello, Granny.
Hello, Ben. Oh, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
You need to turn your camera on.
Why, Wi-Fi? Why won't it work?
You need to turn your camera on, Granny.
Oh, start video. Is that the right button?
Press that button.
Oh, all right then. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Zoom. Woo! Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Oh, isn't this fabulous? Look at the interweb. I'm glad there's room on the Zoom for me.
There's always room on the Zoom for you, Granny.
Hello, Ben.
Hello, Granny.
Hello, Auntie Caroline.
Hello, Granny.
Oh, isn't this lovely?
Hey, Granny, you are on sideways, though.
I'm on sideways. What should you do?
You need to turn your camera around.
Need to turn my camera. Oh, all right. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's much better, isn't it? Oh, this is lovely. Oh, you both look so nice. And you're on the telly. So, Ben? Where's he gone? We must have lost connection. Why, Wi-Fi?
I'm still here, Granny. I'm just getting ready to give everyone their special treat.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, this is exciting, isn't it, Caroline?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Whatever you dream of, I believe you can be. From the stars in the sky to the fish in the sea. Whatever you dream of, I believe you can be. From the stars in the sky to the fish in the sea. And just like that, I'm playing out loud. I feel so happy, I'm smiling up to the clouds. And everything you do, Granny, will always make me proud. Whatever you dream of, I believe you can be. From the stars in the sky to the fish in the sea. Whatever you dream of, I believe you can be. From the stars in the sky to the fish in the sea. The story we shared, the tale that we've told. It's okay to be different, be brave and be bold. This story is yours now, to be told and retold and retold and retold. Whatever you dream of, I believe you can be. Join it, everyone! From the stars in the sky to the fish in the sea. See if we can join in with Auntie Caroline and Granny too. Whatever you dream of, I believe you can be. Yeah. From the stars in the sky to the fish in the sea.
Oh, Ben, that was wonderful. Oh, that song was... Ben? Where have you gone? We've lost you. Oh, you need to press start video.
Has that worked?
Yes. Oh, Ben, that song was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, well, it's been lovely seeing you, Granny.
Lovely to see you too, Ben. Lovely to see you, Auntie Caroline.
Bye. Bye.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy Pride!